Luka Doncic and Nico Harrison, better known as the man who traded Luka Doncic, had their first chance to publicly bury the hatchet last week. Instead, the former colleagues, who will be linked for the rest of their basketball lives by a blindsiding blockbuster, barely acknowledged each other's existence. Nearly a month has passed since Harrison, the general manager of the Dallas Mavericks, stunned the basketball world by shipping Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis. That's not much time to process a trade that abruptly ended Doncic's 7-year run in Dallas, but it is enough to contemplate how to handle the inevitable post-split awkwardness. Their first encounter in front of cameras ended without a hug, a handshake, a nod of respect, or even a finger point of acknowledgement from afar. There certainly wasn't any sign of forgiveness. While the soap opera tension remained thick and unresolved, round one on the court went to Doncic, LeBron James and the Lakers, who earned an entertaining 107-99 victory. A fiery Doncic posted the first triple-double of his Los Angeles tenure, 19 points, 15 rebounds, and 12 assists, against an undermanned Dallas team that got up for the nationally televised revenge game. Doncic, who reportedly didn't return Harrison's call on the night of the trade, claimed during a post-game interview that he hadn't seen the executive. By contrast, he went out of his way to warmly hug Irving and his other former Dallas teammates before tip-off and after the final buzzer.
The closure is going to take a while, I think. It's not ideal. But like I said, I'm glad this game is over. It was a lot of emotions. But we go little by little, and every day is better.
Crypto.com Arena, or Staples Center, has long been known as the house that Kobe built, but it has transformed this month into the house that Nico furnished. Lakers fans broke out into "Thank you, Nico" chants several times while Doncic was at the free throw line, and multiple fans thanked Harrison personally for the trade as he navigated the building. Some social media users even shared altered images of Harrison's imaginary jersey being raised to the arena's rafters.
There's a lot of emotion that goes in when you give so much to a franchise and you sacrifice for a franchise, and you have that type of love and respect for the franchise. And throughout all the journeys, went to the finals, all that stuff, and he's grown from being an 18, 19-year-old kid to now 25-year-old man and family and all that stuff. So you grow into a family with the franchise, and when you move on or they move on from you, it's very emotional. Obviously, it's very taxing, and it's probably a lot of things that was going on in his head that probably didn't even involve the game itself. So. And with that said, I thought he handled it tremendously.
Davis received an ovation, but his moment was over in a flash. Right before the video aired, Doncic drilled a three-pointer, which he underscored by staring down and screaming at the Mavericks bench. Shortly after Davis's video aired, Doncic sucked all 5 defenders into the paint before finding Reeves for a three-pointer. Truthfully, this wasn't the time for wistfulness. Doncic was trying to distance himself from the past, and the Lakers' present has become promising enough to capture the collective imagination.
We wanted just to try to back him no matter how, in any way, shape, or form, on the court, off the court, whatever, and I'm happy that I was, along with my teammates, able to make a couple plays down the stretch to get him this win. I know it's you probably won't say it, but I think it means something to him for sure. Anytime you face your former team, you spent 7 years with them, I believe. So it's tough.
Only a day after, Luka Doncic received a fresh set of criticisms, again allegedly from his former employer. With the blockbuster trade almost a month old already, and the player they received in the deal, Anthony Davis, already accepting his fate, Rachel Nichols wonders why the Mavs continue to slander Luka's character in public. In a recent article from The Athletic, the accusations evolved to Luka being lazy and the Mavs being worried about his social habits. Sam Amick even wrote that the Mavericks feared his career could end as early as the next 5 years because of his health issues. They call him lazy, they talk about the weight issues that were such a frequent frustration within their walls, they mention the social habits that The Athletic has reported on, such as a taste for beer and hookah, which have been a point of concern for NBA types since he was a 19-year-old star from Real Madrid who was entering the draft. They predict his basketball demise, highlighting a health history that, as some see it, will likely lead to catastrophe in the next 5 years or so. Hall of Famer Reggie Miller was quick to defend Doncic after Harrison's first salvo, telling the Mavs GM to stop the character assassination of their former franchise player.
One thing I've kind of taken offense to a little bit, because I was critical of Luka too. I felt that he needed to be in better shape. But I don't like the character assassination on him floating from the Mavericks. If it's coming from the Mavericks, about the reason why we traded him, he wasn't in great shape, his conditioning, he would never get in shape.
It's unclear why Luka's alleged flaws continue to emerge. If they are indeed coming from the organization, then it may be that they are trying desperately hard to justify trading him. However, no matter what they say and how many stones they throw at him, Doncic's performance on the court will be the ultimate judge. As Rachel said, it would be a disaster of great proportions for the Mavs if the Slovenian wins a title in Los Angeles. Fox Sports' Colin Cowherd knows a thing or two about moving on after a breakup. The Fox Sports analyst who went through a divorce before remarrying in 2010 sees a familiar pattern unfolding with the Dallas Mavericks. In his eyes, the team is acting like a bitter ex, trying to justify the breakup by bad-mouthing Luka Doncic now that he's thriving in Los Angeles.
I'm divorced. When you get a divorce, you got to be a grown-up, okay? Guys, if you're going to get a divorce, you have to realize she may date somebody that's better looking than you and much more successful than you. Are you comfortable with that? Grass is always greener. Are you comfortable with that? So when the Dallas Mavericks made that trade, what we're finding out, they're now bad-mouthing the ex. Stories are now leaking on Luka.
AD got hurt in his Mavs debut and has not played since. They are 5-5 in their last 10 games played and are as near to falling to 10th place as they are to getting to number 6. Caleb Martin, Derek Lively II, and Daniel Gafford are also injured. And as Uncle Colin says, Mavericks ticket prices have dropped by 40%. Meanwhile, Doncic has become an even bigger superstar in a larger market. He's playing for the second winningest franchise in NBA history, and he now plays alongside an equally massive superstar who can help him improve his work ethic. Now, they're trying to justify the trade by saying bad things about him, and it's not working. As for the accusations that the Mavericks have thrown and continue to throw at Luka Magic, Cowherd referenced none other than Michael Jordan, who also indulged in similar habits, yet he is the greatest player of all time.
Michael Jordan smoked cigars, drank wine, played 36 holes on days of playoff games. He's the GOAT. Shaq came into the season out of shape. All those bad work habits got Luka 5-time first-team All-Pro. Okay? It didn't hurt him that much. It didn't hurt Michael that much. He was playing late-night games, smoking his 17th cigar in 4 hours.
Does this justify trading Luka Doncic, the cornerstone of the franchise, away? Probably not. It seems that Mark Cuban didn't want to do so, as he happily greeted Doncic's agent and his family during the game against the Lakers. The Mavericks could have arguably handled the situation better, considering how young Doncic is. In addition, his seismic impact was a pivotal reason behind their reemergence into contending talks. In his short time with the Lakers, it seems the number one priority over anything for Luka Doncic is to play winning basketball. In order to be successful on the court, he's already made heavy adjustments. Aside from the incentive of playing for the Lakers, Doncic gets another advantage. That is LeBron James. Growing up, the 25-year-old idolized him and based his game around the way the Akron Hammer plays. If there is anybody who is adept at ensuring they remain in top condition, it's James. Obviously, it's not certain that Doncic will lean into those habits and instantly transform himself. However, the issue isn't him enjoying an occasional beer. As per the tonality of the report, the need for control jumps out. And observing James's work ethic and its subsequent effect on the court could be the best motivation for Luka Doncic at this stage of his career. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time.